shouldn't be so expensive. We're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually very, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the body admits I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 151 of Phired Up. Check us out at firesports.com. Joining me as always, I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, brother?
We're forgetting our names here, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, it's, I don't know. I know we come on and do the same thing every week, but it's like, I don't know. Sometimes you just have a brain fart, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it took you 150 episodes to mess that one up, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll just stop introducing myself. That's fine.
Okay.
Nobody cares anyway who I am, who any of us are. Yeah, I mean, how was your week? I mean, busy week. I feel like, especially with the draft.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff going on last week.
So before we get into sports, I'm doing something interesting.
Okay.
I'm doing it on Twitter or X, if that's what you want to call it.
Does anybody call it X? I feel like it's just Twitter.
No, yeah, it's just Twitter. So I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to. So I printed out a bracket pool, right? We've done brackets on our show before.
Usually do it in March. You're a little late.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I did a top. Listen, 64 is gonna be hard. I might get bored of this, but I did a top 64. I got a top 64. It's not sports related though. It's a top 64. I made a rankings of the best comedies post 2000.
Post 2000.
So 1 seed versus 16 seed, 2 versus 15, etc.
4 regions.
4 regions.
Okay.
I'm 4 number 1s, 4 number 2s, 4 number 3s, etc.
Do you have this bracket already made?
I do.
You do.
Yes.
Can we just talk? Let's talk about this for the next half hour. That's all I care about right now.
All right. Let me pull it up.
You should have sent it to me. I would have shared it on the screen and everything.
Oh yeah. No, there's a couple spelling errors, so we're not gonna throw that out there.
All right. Fair enough.
Let me see. Like
Superbad's a 1 seed.
Yes.
Has to be.
It's post 2000. There are no. I have it up. There are no sequels except for one, and that's because the first one. No, that's because the first. Okay. That's because the first movie came out before 2000, and the second movie came out after 2000.
Okay, so this is the rule. You can't have any sequels unless your first one was before 2000.
Correct.
You have to be the first of the franchise post 2000.
Yes.
Okay. And did you come up with this bracket all by yourself? Did you get outside help?
My boy Shay, who sometimes watches the show and comments on the show, helped me a little bit, but I did the seeding myself. He did give me a couple that I probably wrote down like 50 or 60 like movies like off the top of my head, and then he gave me like maybe like 15 or 20 that were like honorable mentions that like did wind up making the list. Like I would say like 45. I probably had like 70, 75 movies, and everything from 45 to 75 was basically just like, moving up and down, in and out, all that. 1 through 44 were like pretty easy to me.
Okay. Okay.
So because I mean, and there's a lot that didn't make the list, or a lot that didn't make the bracket. So yeah, I don't know. What do you want to know? What do you want to?
I want to know the 1 seeds.
So the 1 seeds are Superbad, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Step Brothers, and The Hangover.
Okay, so what's Step Brothers going against?
Step Brothers is
There's a reason I'm
going-
asking that question. In
So the
round
one
one,
seed-
what's it going against?
It's the 1 seed. It's going against the 16 seed Identity Theft.
Okay, it's gonna win over Identity Theft.
Yeah.
The reason I was asking that is like, I think, and you probably know my opinion. Like, I think Step Brothers is a good movie, but I think it's overrated. I think it's an overrated. movie.
So I that's the thing is I think a lot of people that I talk to either love it or don't. There's really no in between. But I think for the
It's gonna go far.
overwhelming majority, people really love it, and I love
it's
it.
gonna go far. I agree.
So yeah, those are my 4 1 seeds.
I mean, how far did you want to get it? If you want to tell me every single movie in this bracket,
want me to?
we can go that far. I don't even. I don't care.
we really only have. Look, the Phillies won a bunch of games, You know?
Right? Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There's hockey playoffs, and
Right.
nothing has been excited in hockey, so we don't have
Right.
to talk about that.
the Sixers
It's
stink.
Yeah, the Sixers done. Start playing golf. You know, whatever surgery Joel Embiid needs, go start looking at trade options. We don't even have to talk about the Sixers. The Eagles, yeah, they made a few draft picks. Who knows? We'll find out in October if they pan out or not.
Right.
Let's just talk
You
about
don't know. You don't know if they're good until like 2 years from now. So
yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, I'll give you what you want me to give you.
Yeah,
we
let's
can
run
we
through
can
it
rip
here.
through this. All right.
Let's run through this.
Again,
And then
I'm gonna
I can
start
even give you
tomorrow.
opinions. Yeah, I'll even give you opinions on like what I think is going to move on to the next round.
Okay. All right.
Let's do this. Let's break it down matchup by matchup. This is the thing that
Is
is going
that
to interest
how-
me this week.
Is that how fucked up we are as a sports city? Like, is that how tortured we are? Like, we're on a sports podcast and we're just gonna talk about movies?
Yes, and that's probably a big reason why the Wells Fargo Center looked like MSG
Right.
the other day. But hey, listen, it's fine. We're in the movies bracket thing when the Sixers are in the playoffs.
Right. Right.
Go ahead.
So okay. So how do you want this? Do you want the matchups? Do you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, the matchups. Let's do the matchups.
Okay. So all right. So Superbad 1 seed versus a 16 seed Date Night.
Date night, is that Steve Carell?
Yes.
Okay.
And Tina Fey.
Yeah. I mean, it's Superbad's I think the favorite of the entire bracket.
Okay.
And we haven't even gotten that far. I mean,
Yeah,
Superbad's like before, ahead of its time, and the first of that, like, you know,
I think it's the second,
buddy
but it does
comedy.
it. Well,
what?
American Pie really started everything.
Yeah, sure, yeah. All right.
And that was my one post or the one pre 2000. American Pie 2 is on here.
Okay.
All right, so that's the first one. Then we have I told you Step Brothers versus Identity Theft. Then I have 1 seed 40-Year-Old Virgin versus Tenacious D Pick of Destiny.
I don't even know what that is.
It's Jack Black, great movie. It probably doesn't
Okay.
deserve to be on this list, but I had to put it on there.
I don't even know what that is. But give me 40-Year-Old Virgin.
What do we got here? What's the last one? We've got The Hangover versus Malibu's Most Wanted.
I mean, Malibu's Most Wanted.
It's a hard one. It's a hard
Malibu's
one.
Most Wanted is great, but give me what was the first? What was
The
it?
Hangover.
I mean, The Hangover is iconic.
Yeah.
That's gonna move on.
All right, 2 seed Knocked Up versus the 15 seed Sausage Party.
Knocked Up. I didn't think Sausage Party is that funny.
Me
I'll be
neither.
honest.
I didn't love
Yeah.
it. Then we have the 2 seed Wedding Crashers versus the 15 seed Grandma's Boy.
Oh my god, I love Grandma's Boy, but it's Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. Then we have the 2 seed Tropic Thunder versus the 15 seed Walk Hard, Dewey Cox story.
Oh, okay. John, what was the first one again?
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Okay, give me Tropic Thunder.
And then the last 2 seed versus 15 Anchorman versus Super Troopers.
I mean, Super Troopers has
It's got a cult.
it's the
it's
cult
got a-
following.
yeah.
But
But that's not their best movie, by the way. That those group of guys.
You're
Their
talking
other
Beer
one.
League?
Yeah.
That's the same
Beer-
guys,
Beer
right?
Fest,
League.
yeah, Beer
Beer
Fest.
Fest. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Beer
on
League's
here.
a different movie. Okay, Beer Fest. Yeah, it's. I mean, give me. I'm gonna draw a blank on the top. The season. What was it before? I gotta remember these movies.
The one that's going against
Yeah, going against Super Troopers. Anchorman, and give me
Anchorman,
Anchorman.
yep,
Yeah, give me Anchorman. Yep.
And then the 3 seed we have where is it? The 3 seed Pineapple Express versus the 14 seed Joe Dirt.
Pineapple Express, easy for me.
So what's funny on here too is I have a couple Christmas movies as well that are comedies.
Okay.
But we're not there yet. That just reminded me.
Okay.
3 seed Talladega Nights versus the 14 seed Blades of Glory. That's a Will Ferrell matchup.
Talladega Nights for me.
And then the 3 seed Old School versus the 14 seed The Interview.
The Interview wasn't bad, but I mean, Old School is a classic for me.
Yeah.
I don't really have any upsets yet.
No. The 4 seed. This is pretty good so far, right? Like
Solid.
4 seed.
Solid.
I don't love this movie, but I know it has a cult classic. It has a cult following. It's a cult classic. I find the character funny. I don't find the movie that funny, but I had to put it as a 4 seed. Borat is the number 4.
Yeah, I didn't love Borat.
Versus the 13 seed Accepted.
You know, first, and again, you take the cult following, so it might not win. But I think this is the first upset. Give me
I thought that
Accepted.
was a good matchup in the first
It's
round.
It's a good matchup.
Then I have the 4 seed 21 Jump Street versus the who's 4 play again?
What was it?
What did they play? 13? 4 plays 13, right?
4.
Yeah, 4 plays 13.
Yeah, because 5 plays 13. Yeah, 4 plays 13.
Dinner with Schmucks. Or Dinner for Schmucks. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the
Did you
first
ever
one?
see
I had
21 Jump Street versus
21
Dinner for
Jump
Schmucks.
Street. I thought was tremendous. Give me 21 Jump Street. I thought it was so funny.
I do really like Dinner for Schmucks though.
I haven't. I've seen it once a long time ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
Then we have the number 4 Bridesmaids versus This Is the End.
Bridesmaids was so good. I didn't love This Is the End, other than like one or two scenes.
I thought it was good. Yeah, it's not the first half of Seth Rogen. It's like the later half, like
So was
end
it
of Prime.
was it Jonah Hill they were doing the exorcism too?
Yeah,
That was the funniest scene in the whole movie. Other than that, I didn't love it. It was just, you just got a whole bunch of super famous people, threw them in this one movie, and I didn't think it was that funny.
yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so number 4 Zoolander versus number 13 50-50.
I mean, you put 50-50 in the. I mean, it is funny, but like it's a dark movie.
No, it's not. I think it's a comedy. I think it's a full-on comedy. Yeah.
Okay, I like 50-50 more than Zoolander personally, and that's probably a hot take. But
No, I do too.
we're talking the
then-
same movie, right? Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
And,
yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
It's a depressing movie.
It's not depressing. He lives. He's all right.
Yeah, but like it's a sad movie throughout.
But it's not like he's gonna die. Like
Hmm.
Number 5 seed American Pie 2 versus Bruce Almighty, the 12 seed.
Bruce Almighty's good, but give me American Pie too.
The 5 seed Shaun of the
Also,
Dead.
is there
versus,
so real quick before we get to that matchup? Is there a more, and this is probably gonna be on the list, but like as good as Bruce Almighty was, Evan Almighty was such a gigantic piece of shit for a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw it, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's just it's reminded me of Evan Almighty. It was awful.
So then we've got what are we at? The 512.
512.
512. 512. Shaun of the Dead versus Grown Ups.
Shaun of the 12 is a 5 seed, or Shaun of the Dead's 5 seed.
Yeah, because it's got a cult following, and those guys kind of have a cult following.
Give me Grown Ups though.
Okay, and
I
then
think
the
Grown Ups
5
takes it.
seed We're the Millers versus the first Christmas movie, Fred Claus.
We're the Millers is great. I love We're the Millers. So Jason Sudeikis in that movie so good.
Yeah. And then 5 seed Horrible Bosses versus the 12 seed Get 'Em to the Greek.
Horrible. Oh, that's close. That's close.
Yeah, it's good. I actually have Get 'Em to the Greek winning.
I think Charlie Day's so good in Horrible Bosses.
No,
that
he is. He's great. Yeah.
I think I go Horrible Bosses there.
All
but it's
right,
close.
And then we've got the 6 seed Couples Retreat versus the 11 seed Funny People.
Couples Retreat. I didn't think Funny People was that good.
It wasn't great. I liked it. I
thought it was gonna be funnier.
I think the idea that like Sandler playing that role, it's not like his like typical role, and I think that kind of like threw me off a little bit. It's not
But
his
a lot-
movie. It's a Judd Apatow movie, so
Yeah.
like, it's
Lot
it's,
of-
it's different.
A lot of cameos in it. Like Eminem makes an appearance where he tells Ray Romano to go fuck himself. Or he asked Ray Romano if he wants to fuck him, I think was the exact quote.
Yeah. He's like, "Are you gay?" And he's like, "Yeah." What are we at here? The 6, right?
I don't know. You didn't like mark these down like seed wise.
No, I did, but like the way the bracket is, it's like there's like nothing that breaks off like
Okay.
each region.
We'll have to clean this up before you post it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's 6 versus 11. So we have Forgetting Sarah Marshall versus I Love You Man.
Oh. Oh man.
I'm going
I think
Forgetting
I
Sarah
lean.
Marshall.
Yeah, I think I lean Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But I Love You Man's great. Paul, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Slap at the base.
Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Though, I think takes it.
And then we've got the 6 seed. The 6 seed Hot Tub Time Machine versus the 11 seed 50 First Dates.
To Hot Tub Time Machine was funny, but I think I go 50 First Dates.
Okay. And then we've got the 6 seed Ted versus the 11 seed Napoleon Dynamite.
Ted, easy. And like again, Napoleon Dynamite has that cult following, and
Yeah.
But like if you watch like Napoleon Dynamite, contrary to popular belief, not a good movie. Like it was entertaining the first time I watched it, but like I don't know.
It definitely has that cult following. I like Napoleon Dynamite. I think people don't like it. It's one of those indie movies that like made it huge, and that's what I appreciate about it. I think, but it's not like Juno or like Nick and Nora or like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I think those are just coming of age movies that have funny moments in them. Where like Napoleon Dynamite is a full on satire, making fun of middle America and like, But all right. So the 7 seed. Austin Powers Goldmember. This is another sequel that isn't, that
was the first one that came out post 2000.
I believe so.
Really?
It's the only one that it's my favorite one. So
yeah,
I think it's the best one.
Goldmember was good. Yeah.
The second one may have come out post. I think this was 2003. That might have been 2000. The second one.
Okay.
and
Was the
then
Spy Who Shagged Me? Is that the second one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That 2000.
I don't know. I could look it up.
No, I mean whatever. The 7 seed versus another Christmas movie, Elf.
Okay. Spy Who Shagged Me was 99.
Okay.
I don't know if there was one in between the two, but that was 99. Goldmember versus Elf. I know how close Elf is to your heart. I think I lean Goldmember.
Okay.
But it's close.
Yeah, so really quick, Austin Powers International Man of Mystery was the first one. That was 97.
Okay.
97.
Right.
Spy Who Shagged Me was 99, and Goldmember was 2002.
Oh, 2002. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
that came out like 04, 05-ish. Okay.
And then we have the 7 seed Scary Movie versus the 10 seed White Chicks. That's a tough one. I think I go Scary Movie though.
I think I do too.
And then we have the 7 seed Just Friends. It's actually, well, I guess it's not really a Christmas movie,
Just
but
Friends.
that's Ryan.
I don't know that I've seen it.
Ryan Reynolds and what's her name from Scary Movie?
Anna Faris.
Yeah, Anna Faris.
I don't think I've seen it.
So basically, he's from Jersey. He's like this fat kid who always gets made fun of. His best friend's the most popular girl in school, and like he's in love with her, but she doesn't know. And then like that's like the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then he runs away because he gets made fun of. He goes to California, becomes like this huge agent, I think, and he loses a ton of. He's Ryan Reynolds. He like grows up to be Ryan Reynolds, and he like Anna Faris is like the like a huge star, and like he's the agent, and she's like a dumb blonde, and they're flying for Christmas. They're flying to Europe, I think, and the plane like has like a problem, so they stop in Jersey where he's from, and they stay at his mom's house, and he like falls in love with the girl again, and like they kind of, it's a really really funny movie.
Okay.
It's one of those movies.
I'll have to check it out. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's like not a Christmas movie, but it takes place at Christmas.
It's like Die Hard.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait, I lost it. I lost the bracket. Hold on. All right, then we have so that's Just Friends versus Four Christmases.
I've never seen Just Friends, so just for that, I'll go Four Christmases. Four Christmases is funny.
And then the 7 seed Road Trip versus the 10 seed Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, I mean, that's close.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Zack and Miri.
So do I. I just
Yeah.
watched that again for the first time in a
Did
really
you?
long time. Yeah, it's probably my
been a
second
while.
favorite. It's probably my second favorite cameo ever. Justin Long.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
He plays a gay porn star. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's
So
a good
then we
movie. It's
have
a funny
the
movie. I haven't seen it in so long.
yeah. It's actually a Kevin Smith movie. Do you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
No.
Then we have the 8 seed. This is 40 versus the 9 seed Euro Trip.
Eurotrip has that cult following again. It's a close one. I think I go Eurotrip there.
Okay.
It's close though.
Then we have the 8 seed Trainwreck versus the 9 seed Role Models.
It's close again. And I don't like. I'm not like a huge fan of Amy Schumer,
Can't stand Amy Schumer.
but Bill Hader's so funny in it.
Yeah,
But I think I go Role Models. Role Models is so good.
I do too. 8 seed Meet the Parents versus the 9 seed Chuck and Larry.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's these 8 and 9 seeds. Anybody can win.
I think I go Meet the Parents.
Okay. And then the 8 seed The Breakup versus 9 seed The Other Guys.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
I go The Breakup.
I think I go the other guys. That's
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah, not a
And
big
Wolf.
Wahlberg guy.
I sometimes he hits, and other times it's it's a no for me.
Yeah. And then that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
like
Oh
this.
no, I'm sorry, I missed one. I'm sorry, I missed the 3 seed versus a 14 seed. 3 seed Dodgeball versus the 14 seed Beer Fest. That's what it was. I missed that.
Okay,
one.
the Beer Fest. Okay, and give me
Yeah.
Dodgeball. Yeah, give me Dodgeball.
So
I
Yeah,
dig
I-
this. Now, are you
yeah.
gonna post like one a day, multiple a day? How you doing?
I haven't
this
figured out.
package?
It's probably going to be multiple day. I'd imagine maybe like 5 or 6 a day, probably.
Okay.
Probably
I like
6,
this.
but
Okay, I like this.
I don't know. I might do it for like a couple days and take a couple days break, or I might just go all the way. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So
I like
there were a couple movies that didn't make the list. That were like honorable mentions.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if there's any post 2000s that I'm like trying to think that like didn't make it. or
So like
whatever.
Neighbors, didn't make it.
Okay.
Little Nicky, The Campaign, The Good Boys, Harold and Kumar. Like there were a couple
Harold and
that
Kumar
were
is a heavy
that were
hitter.
tough. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, listen, I'll be tapped into that because that was awesome. I'm,
yeah.
glad you put it together.
We're starting that tomorrow. So
Cool.
be
cool.
be on alert to vote. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it on Instagram because I was thinking about doing it on Twitter and Instagram, and then the winners just like add up the percentage of both
Okay.
and kind of do it that way. But I honestly I don't. I think I'd get more engagement on Instagram, but
You think so?
yeah, if I posted on my story, yeah, I think I would get more engagement there. But I don't know if I want to post on Instagram that much.
Yeah, there's a lot on
You know?
Instagram.
So
That is a lot on Instagram.
we'll see.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into the finally, sports topics. Although I was much more interested in talking about the movies. The draft this weekend. Well, obviously, I want Chris here with us tonight. I know he's a big draft guy. Knows
Yep.
these guys probably a lot more than I do. So, we'll run through these picks and kind of get your feelings. On paper, I don't. I kind of like what they did.
Yeah.
Now whether they kind of pan out, it's remains to be seen. But
So
go ahead.
well, I mean, did you want to like look at? I mean, I don't know every guy that they took. I know a couple things about a couple of the guys. I didn't know if you wanted to like look at each guy, but
Yeah, we can. Again, yeah,
really
the
quick,
later
just a
picks.
quick,
Yeah.
right. Like I don't know the 6th and 7th round pick, but like
Right.
so the first pick, his name's Quinn Mitchell.
Yep. Toledo.
See,
Cornerback.
I don't know how to feel about it yet. Obviously he was the highest rated cornerback in the draft. He's a little bit bigger
him
than
or the
I
Alabama
thought he
dude?
was. Which I
Either
was
him or
I was
the
more
Alabama guy.
yeah I was on the Alabama side. I even liked the kid from Clemson a little bit. He's a little small, but this kid Quentin Mitchell,
McKinstry or the other guy,
McKinstry.
Coley McKinstry. Wasn't Coley at all.
No,
Am I thinking
Wiggins.
of-
Wiggins. I'm thinking.
Oh,
I'm
Nate
thinking of
Wiggins. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins.
A
Yeah.
little small, but plays. I think he plays a little bit bigger than like what he is. But Quentin Mitchell, I think he's what like 6'1", 6'2".
6 foot, right around there. 6'1".
I thought he. Okay, I
Probably.
thought he was 6'1". Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably around 6 foot, 6'1". I could See if it's
So
listed
which is a
anywhere.
little big for a cornerback. I just hope he's the shutdown guy. I'm very curious to see what they do with Bradbury.
There's a chance
whether he's
Bradbury
opposed.
doesn't even start.
Well, between that's what I'm saying. Like either that or if he's just a post June 1 cut.
Yeah,
Which is very possible still.
I'd have to look at the money to see like if they'd save anything by cutting him June.
I don't think they
June
would.
1st.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would.
Yeah,
We talked
so-
about this earlier in the year. I think they do it anyway. But
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
But yeah. I'm not really sure what to make out of him yet because he did play at Toledo. Obviously had the chance to play at Alabama. Did you see what Nick Saban said? He basically saying
number
like he
one
was,
on there,
yeah. For a couple of years in a row, they tried to like convince him to transfer, and you know what? I kind of like the idea that like he had a lot of grade issues, like grades. Like,
Well, did you hear
school.
Did you hear Mitchell's response to that?
which?
About what Nick Saban said about transferring?
No, the only thing I saw was that he had a lot of bad grades. Like, he didn't have the best grades coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So Toledo was like the only place that really gave him a shot. So he wanted to stay.
Yeah. So they asked him after he got drafted, said, "Hey, this is what Nick Saban had to say about you. Like, how does it make you feel?" He's like, "Oh wow, really? Like, I didn't know that they were keeping an eye on me that closely." He's like, "But yeah, I could have left for money or for different opportunities, but like I made relationships with the people at Toledo, and I wanted to stay loyal to the people in Toledo, which I actually respect the hell out of."
Yeah, but also like I just hope it's not like I'm running from the not the grind, but like I hope it's not like I'm running from playing the best players in the world. But
it's so easy for people to like use the transfer portal. Like the transfer portal has gotten so ridiculous that like I'm sure Alabama or the boosters at Alabama, whoever is probably could have offered so much money for him to leave Toledo. Probably would have made more. Probably would have people would have known his name more and.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear you. I just still it's like
I just like the loyal aspect because you don't see it in college sports now with the transfer portal.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only been 2 years that they've been able to transfer like this. So like,
yeah, sure.
So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not against it. I'm totally for it. I'm excited to see him play. I just hope that he's good.
Fast as shit too.
Yeah. Then the second round pick, Cooper DeJean.
DeJean, I think is some people are calling him.
Yes. Probably one of the best athletes in the draft I've seen. Obviously a top 20 pick. So I was telling somebody today, I don't think I would be upset if they took him in the first round with that first round pick. But I think he's definitely a first round talent that shouldn't have gone in the first round. It's kind of like Deshaun Jackson, right? Like Deshaun Jackson, if you look at the 2008 NFL draft, right? You would probably say like Deshaun Jackson probably is a first round pick if you redraft, right?
Sure.
I mean, he probably is a top 20 player from that draft. So, but that doesn't mean he should go in the first round, right? Like back then, like yes, he's a first round talent, but like that's what I kind of feel like Cooper DeJean, like he's going to be a guy that plays a million positions. He's not going to have one position, so like I don't know if that's worth drafting in the first round.
You don't think versatility is valuable though?
No, it's very valuable, but I just don't think they know what he is yet, and that's what made him go in the second round. That he's a first round talent, he's top 20 talent. It's just the fact that like nobody knows, is he a slot corner, is he an outside corner, is he a safety, is he a linebacker? Like we just didn't know
Draft
what he
the
was.
talent and find out.
Right, which is I'm glad they got him in the second round, and I feel like a lot of teams were very much, we're not going to take that kid until the second round.
Right.
So, but I'm very happy with him. I think he's first round talent. And I love the versatility. So, I don't know a thing about the kid in the third round. I can't lie.
Was that Jalix Hunt?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Jalix Hunt.
Something like that, yeah.
Linebacker, I mean.
Yeah, outside edge, yeah.
Right. He's listed as linebacker. I don't know exactly where.
He's going to be an edge
line,
guy.
But,
Yeah,
okay.
he's going to be an edge, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he's Hassan Reddick, basically. That's what Hassan Reddick is listed as a linebacker, but he's an edge rusher.
And listen, third round pick. Who knows if he starts right away?
Apparently,
I'll be in the rotation.
Apparently, it was a Vic Fangio draft pick.
Okay.
He really liked him. So,
all right.
Maybe it's like a Josh Sweat thing. Like Josh Sweat was a third round pick. I mean, the thing with Josh Sweat was he could never stay healthy in college. Like that's why he fell. He probably was a late first round, early second round talent. that the year he came out. He just slid to the 3rd or 4th round, whatever he was, because of injuries. Maybe this kid is the same way. It's just, playing with such a small school, he didn't really get, the same looks as an Alabama would.
Sure. And we know they like to run a rotation, so I'm sure we'll see him. Maybe get a little deeper at that position.
And he's a 3rd round pick. Like you want to see 3rd round picks play, but like at that position, it's kind of a depth thing, I think.
Especially for a team that's supposed to be a contender, it's like you're kind of you're getting these are all depth picks. Like bad teams in the 3rd round want starters because like they have nobody to fill their roster. But like
sure.
I don't know that a 3rd, 4th round pick should be starting on a team that's supposed to contend for a Super Bowl.
No, and I think that like you've seen that with former 3rd and 4th round picks on this team, right? Like Josh Sweat, like he didn't really play much his first year. I mean, look at Nolan Smith. He was a 1st round pick. He hardly played. So,
right.
So yeah, that's the 3rd round. The 4th round, Shipley, I really like. He's a guy that can catch the football. He could be a good 3rd down guy. Say goodbye to Boston Scott. Say goodbye to Kenny Gainwell. I think Shipley really fits in nicely.
Say goodbye to Gainwell. Isn't Gainwell still on the roster?
Well, I mean, you're not going to see him as much, is what I mean. I mean, Boston Scott's a free agent, right?
We'll see. Yeah, I think he might have signed somewhere.
Did he? I'm not sure.
Was it New York? I think I remember seeing something about him signing in New York. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. He may have. I know Jalen Mills signed in New York.
Oh no, never mind. He's a free agent still.
Yeah.
It's funny. His Wikipedia says he played for the Philadelphia Eagles and was known among fans as the Giant Killer due to his propensity to perform well against the New York Giants. That's funny. If that's on Wikipedia. Yeah, I don't know much about Shipley, but from what I hear, I mean, he's a good runner.
He can play special teams too. He's a return guy. So he'll fight for that spot. So will DeJean. It'll give Covey a little bit of a challenge back there. I was gonna say.
What's his
training.
size? He's just looking at like pictures and like video. He looks a little smaller.
Shipley?
Is that just the?
I don't know
picture that I'm saying. It might just be the picture that I'm saying. It definitely could be.
I got it right here. He is 5'11", 210. Actually, 5'11", 210 is not bad.
No, it's not.
The 210 part.
Yeah. It must have just been the picture that I saw, just a bad angle or something.
He's a little short. He's shorter, but he's got, his bones.
That's kind of that's McCaffrey. I mean, McCaffrey's not tall,
right?
But he's just got muscle. Just thick.
So I actually kind of really like that pick to be your 3rd down guy eventually, whether it's this year or next year.
I don't think it'll be this year because I think they signed Saquon to just be a 3 down back.
I don't agree with that at all. Actually,
you don't agree that they said that.
By the way, Christian McCaffrey is the exact same height and weight.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, 5'11", 210. He's just fucking ripped.
Yeah, it's insane.
The 210 is all muscle.
Stupid.
No, I don't care what they say. I don't think he's gonna be a 3 down back. I think that's why they got Shipley. Honestly, is a guy to whether it's this year or next year. I think it's another guy to put out there. I think Saquon is going to get that 15 touches a game. He's gonna get a couple catches. I don't think they're gonna run him into the ground like the Giants did, and I think that's why they went running back in this round, or as early as they did in the 4th round. Because I think that's all smoke personally.
Okay.
Because like DeAndre Swift was supposed to be the every down back too. Because Gainwell stunk, and who's the other guy that never played?
Rashad Penny.
Penny,
there,
yeah. He was supposed to be the 3rd down power back. He played 2 games.
Yeah.
So, So that's the 4th round. Who else? They moved up in the 4th round again, right?
No, that was only a 4th round pick.
Okay.
They got a 5th round pick from the Commanders.
They moved up in the 5th.
Aeneas Smith.
Yes.
Hopefully I said that right because if I make one little misstep,
I think it's Aeneas
Aeneas,
or something.
Okay.
Aeneas, yeah.
Sounded like I was saying Aeneas Smith, but Aeneas Smith, wide receiver, Texas A&M. Sure,
yeah,
I know nothing. I mean,
so I do know a little bit about him.
Okay.
From what I've seen, he looks like a guy that is able to catch the ball with a guy on him. I see. The thing is like. He doesn't have like burning speed, At least in football, he doesn't. I don't know what his 40 was. He doesn't look like he has burning speed. Like he doesn't look like he can make a 5-yard wide open catch and turn into 15 yards. He kind of, to me, looks like a guy with good hands. He can run routes, but he just doesn't explode with the football in his hand. And I think if he could, he would be a second-round pick. Like I genuinely do think he would have that like value. It's just I don't know that he makes a 5-yard catch turn into a 10-yard or 15-yard or really has like burning speed. But you know,
So
is he going to be as good as Parrish Campbell and Devontae Parker? Maybe. Like he's probably like, you know, just as good as those guys. So they'll fight for that slot spot.
So I'm on Philly voice right now, just reading a little, quote about him.
Yeah.
Smith is a versatile weapon who plays some running back in addition to receiver at Texas A&M and averaged 15 yards per catch in 2023. If Kellen Moore is going to bring some creativity to the Eagles, Smith is a guy who can be effective on jet sweeps and other gadgety type plays.
See, I didn't see that at all personally.
Okay.
A lot of, and that's fine. Like the 15 yards catch is pretty average for a receiver. I'm just saying when he has the ball in his hands, it just doesn't look like he bursts with it.
Smith,
he doesn't really break tackles like
right.
If he did all that, he'd be a first-round pick, you know?
Smith's career stats are not popping. His best season was in 2023 when he had 53 catches for 795 yards and 2 touchdowns, but was a standout during Senior Bowl practices. Smith also added value as a returner. He had 82 career punt returns for 836 yards, and he took 2 to the house. So there you go.
He just didn't look like he had, to me, from my eye, he just didn't look like he had burning speed with the football. But it just I don't know. It just looked like he just went down on tackles. I watched a lot of college football this season, more than I ever have. He just didn't look like a guy like that broke a million tackles and like but he looks like like he could be a player, like you know. So we'll see with that. Let me say, could he be the slot receiver? Probably, maybe.
All right,
but we'll see.
Yeah. And so the next pick, everybody is in love with and. Who knows if it'll work out? Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
So here's my analysis on Jeremiah Trotter Jr. If they would have taken him before the 5th round, I would have been upset.
Sure,
not upset,
I agree.
but I'm happy with the 5th round value. I did watch some Clemson this year because I bet on them a couple times.
He
was their defense. Like I'm not even kidding. Like he made a lot of plays in college. He's not the fastest guy from sideline to sideline. He's actually not bad at getting in the backfield as a middle linebacker. So, like, essentially you don't really see middle linebackers really rush the quarterback. I didn't think he was too bad, just from seeing from my own eyes.
He just seems like a clone of Nakobe Dean.
So, I don't agree with that. Okay. When you say a clone, you mean just his look, or do you mean his play?
Size.
Well, that's every linebacker now, though. But,
Sure,
that's the way the league's going.
Sure.
Look at the Devin White was amazing 4 years ago at that size. It's doable. It's just you have to be quick, and sometimes those guys are just not as quick. Nakobe Dean does everything very well except stay healthy.
Sure.
Like that's his issue.
Sure.
He'll make tackles. He'll get sideline. He's quick. He's
but
athletic.
Nakobe Dean hasn't really been great at the NFL level yet either.
Well, the first year you didn't see him.
Sure.
The second year, what was this? The second year right here. This year?
Yes.
Yeah. His second year here, he was hurt. So like you didn't really you can't say whether or not he's good or not. He had like 15 or 12 tackles in the one game against Tennessee. Okay. So but we're getting back to Trotter Jr. I think he's very good at getting to the backfield as a middle linebacker. He's not fast, but he's a good tackler and he's smart. He's got a good IQ. I think he's like a specialty guy where 3rd and short, if you know they're running the ball up the middle, he's a good guy to have in there. He'll probably play special teams. He's not fast again, like so. I don't know what his value is going to be on special teams, but like he'll probably play special teams. He'll probably get like a couple plays here and there. He's not going to be a starting linebacker, especially early. He is very small.
I think the Eagles was the worst spot for him to go, and like I'm sure he's gonna be excited because he plays where his dad went. But like everybody's gonna compare. Too. Yeah, but everybody's gonna compare him to his dad.
For sure, and that's
not who
fair
he
to him.
is.
Right,
it's not fair at all.
It's not fair to him at all. I agree.
And people are going to put the expectation on him to be like his father, and he's never going to come close to that level of.
Well,
production.
I don't know. You don't know that.
Well,
He might be better. You don't know that.
I mean, Trotter's like a beloved Eagles linebacker.
Right,
like, you know what
but
I
he's
mean?
not okay. But so Trotter's not a Hall of Famer. But like,
No, but
you don't know. But
I don't know for
Trotter Jr.
sure,
might
but I
be.
think but I think even having the conversation right now, I think it puts Trotter Jr. in a bad spot because like
Having
he's
what
always going to be
conversation?
trying to measure him up to his father's career.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree. It's not
Yeah.
not going to be fair to compare him to his father's career. All I'm saying is just because you think that right now he might not be good doesn't
Sure,
mean
yeah, nobody knows.
he
Nobody
might be
knows.
great. Yeah,
Sure,
you
yeah, he
never
might
know.
be.
He might
Yeah,
develop into
nobody
a really
knows.
good player.
Sure, I just don't think it's fair to compare him and put him on that pedestal.
No, I agree.
Because I think it sets unrealistic expectations. Now he could break those expectations, sure,
Right.
But he's a 5th-round pick.
Right. But I mean, what was Trotter?
Well, he's probably mid to late, right? What was
I'm
he?
not sure. Jeremiah Trotter. He's a 3rd-round pick,
Yeah, okay,
and he's a pretty good linebacker. Like,
sure, yeah.
you know, I
Probably.
think that
Is
position.
he
I think that
Eagles
position
Hall of
you can
Famer?
gain value. He might
He
be.
might be an Eagles
is.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he probably is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's an Eagles Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's fair. He's a very good player.
very good.
I also think he does things that his son doesn't, and his son does things that he didn't. I think his son is fairly decent at getting to the quarterback as a middle linebacker. They never asked middle linebackers to do back then. So like,
No,
I think they're different players. I think but just because he's a 5th-round pick and he might not be as good as his dad doesn't mean like he can't be or won't be. Like
No, sure,
I
yeah.
don't know what he is.
yeah, nobody knows.
But I
Look at
don't
which way
disagree.
these guys are.
Yeah, I don't disagree though. I just don't want the whole city to expect him to be good or as good as his dad, and then him disappoint everybody.
Right.
You know, that's why Dawkins never became like a defensive coach here, because he didn't want to be hated by the fans if he messed up.
Sure.
So, yeah, and then the last thing I know about the last guy is the guy from Michigan, the guard.
Trevor Keegan.
Yeah, is
Okay.
not the most athletic guy in the world, but
You just hope
he
Statler
knows
gets
how
to
to
him.
play. What's that?
So you just hope Statlin, teaches him a thing or two.
Yeah. And I think he's a depth guy. I don't think
Sure,
they plan on him, coming in and winning that job. I think a lot of people forget the fact that they signed Matt Hennessy to a 3-year contract. Usually, a backup offensive lineman get a 1-year deal here, 1-year deal there. Maybe
They just signed somebody today or yesterday. Who's the
Becton.
lineman?
He's a
Becton,
tackle
yep.
though. He's a tackle
Yep.
though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's probably too big to play guard, but
Right.
But yeah, I think people are forgetting about Matt Hennessy, who's been very good when he's on the field. It's just he's had injury history in the past. I think to be honest with you, I think that's the plan right now. Is because
Okay.
he plays all 3 positions inside. I think the plan is right now left tackle Mailata, left guard Dickerson, center Juergens, Hennessy at right guard, and Lane at right tackle. Or you
Do we?
if they just genuinely feel like Juergens is not ready to be the center, or just
That was my
isn't-
question.
doesn't- or just doesn't become isn't a center, they have Hennessy who has that ability.
Okay, that was my question. Is what's the backup plan if
Yeah.
Juergens doesn't look good at center? But I guess you answered it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I know one thing that's not going to happen: Jason Kelsey coming back. So,
never say never.
well, he just got a job. So,
He did just get a job. Yeah, that's fair. It's good
no,
for
I
him.
know that. Yeah.
Good for him. I don't know how I feel about him getting a job so goddamn quick.
Well,
But again, good for him.
I mean, Brady had a job before he
Before
retired.
even retired. Yeah, it's true. That is true. Send the last 2 picks in the 6th round, Johnny Wilson and Dylan McMahon. Couldn't tell you.
So I'm not even
going
going to pretend like I know who they are.
They probably. I mean, 6th round picks. You're not even expecting them to make the team. Practice
Do you know where
kind of guys?
that dude Peyton Wilson went?
Peyton Wilson. That sounds like
A
made-up
linebacker?
character. Peyton Willis. I'll tell you.
It sounds like the popular girl in like a mid 2000s.
So I typed in Peyton Willis, and Google wants me to auto-corrected it to Peyton Hillis. You're not talking about that.
Okay.
You're not talking about the wide receiver or the running back Peyton Hillis.
I am
from
not.
back in the day. Peyton Willis
Peyton Wilson.
Wilson. Okay, I don't know why I said Willis. All right, Wilson. Third round Steelers.
Okay.
Steelers in the third round.
Yeah, he was a guy that I kind of liked a little bit.
Okay.
Him. I like the other kid. Whoa. Can you hear
What
me?
happened? Yeah. You're good. Can you hear me?
Wait, I lost you. Wait. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. I lost you for
I
a
know.
second.
I never lost you.
I lost you. My
Okay.
headphones.
Alright.
And I lost myself. But that happened a while ago. So
Right. Yeah.
that
Can't
happened
lose
years
something.
ago.
Exactly. Can't find something. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get it.
By the way, the Phillies have bases loaded with no outs in the first inning.
They're playing. The fucking Ace. No, not the Ace. Who the Angels?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I a couple guys I really liked. I really liked the kid Cooper, the linebacker, from Texas A&M. He went in the second round, I believe. So, I like Peyton Wilson a lot. I think he had a little bit of injury history, which maybe that scared them off a little bit. Plus, they already have two linebackers, so they're gonna try to go with Dean and White and stick with that. But
You surprised they went? I mean, we talked about them earlier, but you surprised they went with back-to-back defensive backs in the first two rounds?
not really. I'm glad they recognized that they needed a defensive back in the first round.
Yeah.
I again, because Cooper DeJean plays is gonna be a versatile guy. I think he starts personally. I think he's a guy that's gonna be like in 2 plays he'll be in the slot, and then the next play he'll play center field.
Sure.
And then the next drive he'll play a little bit of linebacker, and then he'll rush the quarterback from the slot. He's gonna be one of those guys. Basically, I think he's gonna be Malcolm Jenkins, but
That's kind of what Gardner Johnson's going to do.
yeah, but
too.
it's good to have two of those guys
Sure,
because
absolutely.
now you can interchange them.
Sure.
You can have Gardner Johnson if he's a little bit better at playing the bigger tight end. You can, I don't know. Let's say they're playing the Chiefs again, or a team Mark Andrews,
Sure.
with Baltimore. You could have C.J. Gardner Johnson shut down or be on the tight end while Cooper DeJean is playing deep, center field. So.
Right.
I definitely think I think that's the game. The game that's going to be the game in 10 years. In the next 10 years is how much that's going to change the fact that Michael Parsons can play safety and defensive end. C.J. Gardner Johnson can play the linebacker and safety. These guys that are just, more than just one position.
Yep. For sure.
So, yeah. That's all I got for the draft.
Yep. And then the big thing right before the draft when they signed AJ Brown. Yep, the extension.
Was it?
I think it was right before, right?
Was it the day of or the day before?
I believe it was the day of.
Yeah. It was a couple hours before the first
right.
round.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I
3
mean,
years.
I don't think
90
it's.
something guaranteed?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the highest paid receiver in the league now, right?
Guaranteed
or most
money,
guaranteed
yeah.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge surprise. I know there were some questions about if he liked it here and would he want to stay long term, and
I guess
that
that shut
answered
the rumors
questions.
down.
Oh, right? Yeah, exactly. Yep. And listen, if he keeps putting up 1,100 yard seasons, then I'll put up with this bullshit. Whatever.
I think we totally disagree on him, but I don't think it's his bullshit personally.
I don't think he's not a bullshit guy where I don't think he's out there spreading drama, or I don't think he's necessarily even a me guy. I just think he listens to the outside noise and cries about it way too much. But,
That's all the receivers though. That's
Sure.
every receiver in the
Sure.
league. That's just
Just
the
put
nature
your head
of being
down
a
and-
diva.
just put your head down and go to work.
I just think it's
all.
so much. I think it's so much easier to say. That's all.
Yeah, sure. And listen, again, I'll put up with it if he keep having those. If he keeps putting up 1,200 yards.
He's still really young too.
26,
27, I think.
27. Yeah.
He is 26. Yeah, he'll be 27
26.
this year.
So that'll put him to what, about 30, 31? By the
Something
time
like
that
that.
deal's up. Yeah.
Because I think he still has 1 more year left on it.
Right, and then 3 more, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I mean that puts him through his prime pretty much.
And then you have at that end of that contract, what Devontae is at that point. Is he the guy
Sure.
that's, the 700-yard guy, or is he the? I mean, obviously he's been the 1,000-yard guy so far.
Well,
for his
at
career.
that point, Devontae only have a year or two left on his deal.
right.
And
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I think. Well, what is so he has
He has 1 year left.
plus the 3, so I think that's
You're
this was a
right.
3-year
4
deal.
more- Right.
Yeah, so they're the same offseason again,
Oh, yeah, I guess they would be.
because they're both 1 plus 3. Unless they 5th-year option.
You
him.
know
I don't
what?
know if that how that
They
how
did
that
5th
works.
year. Yeah, they did. He has 1 year left. Then they 5th year optioned him, and then they signed him
Okay.
to 3 more after that. So I think it's 5 total.
Did they definitely
Things that
5th-year
way.
option him?
I believe so. Yeah, I could look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves. Haven't used that saying in a while.
I think it's no secret how I feel about AJ Brown. Like I think he's a top 5 or 7 receiver in the league. He's probably one of my favorite Eagles. So I like that he stays. He stays with his best friend. It kind of shows you that there's no drama. There's really he wants to be here. And the media kind of twists things around a little bit, and I'm happy he's here. So.
Trying to find it, but NFL contracts are fucking weird. So he's got, according to Spotrac or Spotrac, however the fuck you say that site, he's signed under 2024 season, then he signed under the 2025 season, 2026 season, 2027 season, 2028 season. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years left on his contract. So yeah, so he's got 1 year left.
So it's
5th year
it
option,
says,
3 more.
This says the Eagles agreed to terms with wide receiver Devontae Smith to a 3-year contract essentially through 2028 season on Monday. The move included the Eagles picking up the 5th-year option
Yeah, so there you go. Yep.
on the 2025 season. So he's got 4 more.
Right. So 1 year and then 4 more.
Right. I mean, after this year. Right.
Right, yeah.
So year 4,
He's
and
signed
then
for
5, 6,
2028.
7, 8. Yep.
Yeah. Where I believe
2027.
right, but I believe AJ will be signed through
That's what I
2027.
mean. That's what I was
Okay,
talking about.
sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, I knew what you were going to
We're
say.
saying the same thing. Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we'll say. I mean, they locked up the weapons. I mean, that's really the only thing that matters. You got, Saquon for 3 years. And...
You know what? Now there's no excuse, right?
Sure, yeah. You
For
got
Jalen?
got a different. Yeah, got a different coordinator. I mean, that
Different
really isn't
coordinator.
an excuse.
You've got a top 3 running back. You've got 2 top 15 receivers. You've got
you could argue
arguably a top 7 tight end.
You could argue it's a top wide receiver duo in the league, top 2
Yeah.
or 3.
Yeah.
At least top 2 or 3. You could argue the best. So
For sure.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Because I mean, I did want to touch on the Phillies, and again, like you said earlier in the show, they're winning. They're hot.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Most
with
wins in
baseball?
April.
Do you have? Yep. What did
It's 3-0.
3-0. Okay.
Yeah,
who
Bohm
did
hit a
what?
double. I think it
Okay.
was either single or double. Scored 2. Then Marsh hit a sac fly.
Bohm's been great. Like
Yeah, he's been
incredible.
raking. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
And then Marsh hit a sac fly. And then I don't know how they got the third on. Or no, that's how they got the third on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they scored 2 on the bases loaded double or single, whatever it was.
Right, and with all the winning, I think they're still a game and a half out because the Braves are just winning as well.
Well, the Braves have played 3 less games too.
Yeah, but I don't really
Because it goes by wins and losses. No,
Sure,
but it goes by
yeah.
wins and losses. So if the Braves are what 70 or
Well, if the Braves win 3 of those games, or all 3 of those games they have in hand, then the 1.5 games back goes to 4.
yeah.
Like
No, I understand. But if they lose them,
Sure,
you know.
then we're ahead. Sure.
you're right.
Yeah.
They're 19-7. We're 19-10. You can't really compare
Sure. Yeah.
out of 3 games.
The one thing I do want to talk about, and I don't know if they've like officially announced it, it's a mistake pulling Turnbull out of this rotation.
We talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah.
I would have either put Sanchez or went to a 6-man
Yeah, I go
because I don't think
6-man.
Sanchez has been anything special.
I think he's been fine for a five guy. A 4
Yeah,
or
but
5.
I don't disagree with that, but I think if you're gonna pull anybody from the rotation,
I mean, what's his ERA? 3.5 Is it
Something
even
like
that high? Might not even be that high.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's been bad. I'm just saying if there's anybody you're gonna pull, it's got to be him, not Turnbull.
Agree. Yeah, agree. It can't be Turnbull. And listen, I don't even expect this from Turnbull the whole year, but I think right now
He's
you
got a
have
3.
to ride it. You have to ride it.
Yeah, he's got a 2.96 ERA.
Who, Sanchez?
Sanchez, yeah,
I mean, that's great. It's
it's
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying I'd rather pull him than
They have
because
the,
even the eye test he's been a little bit less.
sure, but they have the best rotation in Major League Baseball right now. There's no reason.
No,
to
for
fuck
sure.
with that. None.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they did it. I'm not saying I agree with it, but you know,
Well, sure.
the guy,
'Cause
you have
Walker pays. Yeah, he gets paid $1 million. Millions of dollars.
to.
It's a money thing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they didn't go after Jordan Montgomery, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
and there it is.
What's that?
Home run.
Who?
Sanchez gave up a home run.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, right on cue.
To who? Do you know?
Joe Adele.
Okay. Solo shot.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not Mike Trout.
That's right. We're playing each other. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know if it was my angel that I have.
Who do you have?
I forget the third baseman.
Rendon?
Or he moves around a lot. Right?
Yeah,
right,
Rendon's out right now.
What the fuck is his name? Hold on.
Renfro or
Renigdo or something like
Yeah,
that. Or
yeah.
Redingo. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of nobodies on LA.
That's
What's
not all
his
the way
dude's-
true.
What? Rengifo? I don't even know if
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing his name right. But
Adele was supposed to be really good. He just hasn't panned out. Ward's been really good this year. He just can't stay healthy in his career. He's a nice ball player. He just doesn't stay healthy. Ohapi's a good player. You don't have Ohapi, do you?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Rendon has been really good this year. Just hasn't been healthy. That's been the story of his career with the Angels. Mickey Moniak, God forbid.
What's
but
he done?
Nothing. I think he's like a sub 160 batting average.
Yeah, remember when they like first
I've been watching a lot of baseball.
Remember when they first sent him over there? He had like a home run or two in the first
Yeah.
week, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, Mickey Moniak."
So Mickey Moniak this year, a 1.43 ERA. I mean, average. Hit
I was gonna say,
1.43.
it's a fucking great ERA.
yeah.
They should have moved him to pitcher.
Yeah. 60 plate appearances, 56 at bats. So he doesn't play every day, but he's been playing recently.
Okay.
But yeah. So
No.
most wins in April. Yep, 18.
Now listen, we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago. Like with the schedule the way it was, like now's your time to rack up wins.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't play a top 5 lineup until June. So
Right.
you got to win these games, right?
Yep.
And San Diego's not a bad team either.
No.
You know, they just swept them, and you know what? The bats are batting,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and the pitchers are pitching. So
The pitching, yeah, the pitchers are pitching. That they are. Yeah, I mean the pitching's been great. I mean the bullpen I still don't love, but
it's
the
been really
starting
good
pitch-
too, though.
they have been. I still think there's issues.
I mean, I don't think
but-
Alvarado's given up a earned run since like
yeah.
the third
Listen,
game of the season.
When Alvarado's on, he's unhittable. It's just when he.
But we haven't seen that version.
Really
We haven't
bad.
seen that version in like 2 years though. Like when he's off.
No, in the playoffs we saw it a little bit. Not where he's getting hit, but like when he's
Dude, they
off,
had-
he just loses. He
That's not
loses
true at all.
command and all that stuff.
I mean,
Sure,
that's not
we've
true at
seen
all.
him lose.
They no, not this not the last 2 postseasons. No way. They had a sub 3 ERA as a bullpen last year in the.
No, I agree. No, the
playoffs.
bullpen. I was talking about Alvarado specifically.
No, but he was really good in the playoffs last year. It was Kimbrel that blew everything.
Yeah, no, Kimbrel was awful. No, I agree with that.
That's why they had
he
a 3
blew-
ERA.
He blew another one in last night. Or
Yeah,
2
I
nights
saw
ago.
that.
Yeah.
No, the bullpen, the whole pitching staff's been really, really good.
Really good. Yeah.
Except Tyon Walker.
Right. But also, like, Rob Thompson's got to pull him after 6. 'Cause he pitched
yeah.
7, right? Or did he pitch 6?
He pitched.
he might have pitched 6.
6 1/3.
Okay, yeah. So I think he should have pulled him after 6.
I'll be
But I think
honest.
he
I didn't watch much.
if my
yesterday.
memory serves correct, I think he only gave up like 3 runs in 6 innings. Like he had a quality start
Yeah.
going. I think he gave up 3 more, and then people start to question, But if in his debut he pitches 6 innings, 3 runs, I don't think anybody's really complaining about Taiwan Walker. All right, it's a good first down.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no reason to keep him in that game. I don't think.
Right. After not pitching for
Right.
how many months?
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. One last little piece of business before we get out of here. The Sixers are just done, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the series, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's but you just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Stick a fork in them.
Yep.
They're defeated. It's awful.
Yeah. It proves that getting the number 3 guy, this is like the 6th year in a row. It's like, if you would have told me 6 years ago, no, they never get the 3rd guy, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If there's ever a season that they're missing the 3rd guy, it's this one, because I know Embiid's been really bad in the 4th quarter these last few games, but he's played so much and he's dead. He can't do it by himself. Maxey did not look good in Game 4, especially late. They just kept getting out rebounded.
They do
no
stink at
effort.
rebounding. They're awful.
There's no effort. And you know what? I understand. I understand the way the city feels about Embiid. I understand that people. I agree. Maybe he's just not built for the playoffs. Maybe he's just not mentally and physically just not built for the playoffs. Maybe he's just not that. Maybe he's just a great regular. Maybe he's James Harden. Like he's just a great regular season guy. Never wins in the playoffs.
But what do you do with him?
So wait, I'll get to there. Although he's having probably his best single season in the playoffs, I don't think he's ever averaged over 30. Like in the playoffs, he's averaging like 35 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, when you have 1 point in the 4th quarter, nobody cares about the other 20.
That's why they're missing the 3rd guy, because he's taking on so much now. Because after him and Maxey, it's thin. You can't count on guys like Kelly Oubre and Nick Batum.
What about Buddy Hield? Like, wasn't he supposed to be his big time deadline acquisition?
Yeah, and he just really didn't. He really just didn't, because he didn't really play well at the end of the year. But yeah, and he's also not like, he's a shooter. He like that's what he and
you need
granted,
that though.
You do. No, you do. But
does he give you more than Tobias?
No.
Okay.
He's obviously a better shooter, but
sure. It can't be much worse defending because Tobias.
But like he went from when he got traded here, the night that he started, he put up like close to 30, I think it was, and then it was just like then the next week came by and he was like just not as good, and then the week after that he was just not that good, and then it just kind of trickled down to like by the time the end of the season came before the playoffs, he just wasn't playable. Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
So. The reason Embiid is taking on so much, or the reason that he hasn't looked great, is because he's taking on so much. Because they don't have that 3rd guy. If Tobias Harris averages his career or even season, averages, they sweep the Knicks.
Yeah.
So they're genuinely really are missing a 3rd guy, and I think that's what's making Embiid look worse than what he really is. Granted, he may not be built for the playoffs. That's fine. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that, but they picked him. Did they pick him off? Did you see that? Are you watching the? You there? Can you hear me? Are you there? I can't hear you. I can hear me, but I can't hear you.
I muted myself. My bad.
Oh, okay, good. So it was me. It wasn't me. It was you.
Nah.
I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is going on?
So I accidentally hit the space bar, and apparently, I guess when I hit the space bar, I mute myself.
Okay. Yeah, they picked him off.
Yep.
Okay.
So no, I'm watching the hockey game to answer the question.
Okay. So yeah, Rojas just got picked off. He almost got him the first time, and then they picked him off again, and or they attempted and they got him. But But yeah, I think this is going to be the biggest summer of the Sixers. The Embiid era, the Daryl Morey era. I've been saying that for months.
That was my question. Is Daryl Morey the one making the decisions?
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't think he's
he got his
gone?
contract. No, he got his contract.
It's just money.
What do you mean?
It's just, like, you don't by firing him, like, all you pay him is money. It's not gonna,
Yeah, but it's
like,
a business. You see who their owner is?
Sure. Yes, I'm well aware, but
So there's your answer.
okay, fair enough.
They give Daryl Morey the keys to say, and they say this is your summer. This is what's going to dictate whether you're here in 3 years or another year or 5 years or 10 years, whatever it is. It's also going to dictate Embiid. They have to do something huge this offseason, or not only are they going to lose a lot of people, which they already have, it's going to be the end of Embiid if it doesn't. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know the answer to that. Maybe they should trade him. I don't know. But
I just don't see a world in which you trade him and get better. I really don't.
You're never going to get the value of him back. Right. I agree with that. But does that stop you from trading him when he's at his best to get something?
Sure, maybe it's addition by subtraction. Maybe he's that bad in the playoffs and that low of a playoff performer.
But that's my thing, right? So like he's having the career year in the playoffs, not 100%, right?
Sure.
He's played series 100% before. Like he can do it. It's just a matter of like you're getting that out. If they just had a third guy and you're getting this out of them, they have a chance. Like they legitimately have a chance to get the Eastern Conference Finals. So like. That's what I'm saying. Like Tobias Harris putting up 10 points and then 7 points and then 10 points. Like the dude averages almost 17 a game in his career. Like you're 16 a game. Like if you get that from him in every game, you sweep the Knicks like easily. Because you're getting the best version of Embiid that you've ever seen in the playoffs. So like that's why I'm sitting here like, man, if they just get that big addition in the summer and we get this same guy again in the playoffs next year. It's just a matter of like, do they do like should they do that or should they just trade him and try to get value and grow and find a guy to grow with Maxey?
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel you're just kind of stuck.
You are stuck. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah,
Like, he can't do it alone. And as much as I do like Maxey, like you need another guy to take over games.
Sure.
And Maxey just kind of hasn't done that in the playoffs in his career, and that might be just because he's 23 years old.
Yeah, I think people forget how incredibly young he is. Like he's still growing. I mean,
right, which is why I think it's very important to go get a third guy.
Sure.
Like Paul George, for example, right? Like that's been a big discussion. Is he worth it? Is he not worth it? He's averaging 17 in the playoffs right now. He's on this team. They sweep the Knicks. He averages 17 on this team. They sweep the Knicks easily. Yeah. That's a fact. Like they you know what I mean? Like
right.
His 3-point percentage hasn't been great in the playoffs, but like for the regular season, I think he averaged 20 or 21, like or 18, something like that. He's better than Tobias Harris. He is.
Yeah, but he's sure. Well, yeah, but he's averaging 17 now. But like, does he average that on this team? You know what I mean?
But by the same token, it's like, why wouldn't he? That's my first question.
I'm so he's in LA, right?
Yeah.
So does he get the ball more in LA than maybe he would here because the offense would still go around and beat a Maxey? You know what I mean?
So so in LA you have Harden. You good? So in LA you have okay. So in LA you have Harden and you have Kawhi Leonard, who are probably take the
two
same
very
amount of
ball
shots.
dominant guys.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, who take the same amount of shots as the other two, the guys here. So
yeah,
I think if you go out, there's what I actually think happens in the offseason is they get Durant. I think that's 100% going to happen. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you I think that's what's going to happen. Durant's a Sixer. I think he has been admiring Maxey. He doesn't do that often. Like he doesn't come out and say like, "Oh wow, like this kid's really good." He's been saying it all season how good Maxey is and in all he is of Joel. I think he's been slowly setting, planting seeds. To
his
try
contract
to make his
up,
way
or is
here.
that a trade?
It's a trade. He's going to get traded. There's no way. They have to trade him. And it's not because he wants to be traded. I think he would take a trade, but Phoenix has no first round picks until like 2030. They
Basketball's insane.
they cannot. They can't get rid of Beal. Like you have to keep Beal. Essentially, he's got a no trade clause.
My
His
guy
contract
did a
is
double.
way too big. Yeah, I just saw. What'd you say? Oh, your guy.
So my guy just did a double.
My guy actually hit your guy in earlier. So Marsh
Oh, really?
hit Harper in.
Okay.
But so Phoenix, I think, has to do one of two things. They have to either trade Durant or Booker, and I just think they're more likely to trade Durant personally, because he's older. Durant
Right.
averaged 28 this year. If you bring Durant in, you have Maxey, who probably drops a little bit in points, but ups the assists. So you probably Maxey at the 20 averages like 26 right now for the season. You probably see him at like the 22, 23 mark. Then you see Durant, who averaged 28 this year, probably at like the 24 to 25 mark.
Sure.
Then you have Embiid, who averaged, I mean, obviously before he got hurt, 35, but like you probably see him next year at the 28 to 30 mark, right? Like you could have three guys averaging over 20, which is very doable. Like obviously Golden State was a fucking a powerhouse, but like it's doable. It's just a matter of like Durant has looked good in the playoffs in his career. He just has never really had much help out after Golden State.
Sure.
He almost single-handedly beat the Bucks in 2021 to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just that his big ass foot was like literally they had to like review it on the camera. He hit a shot, a buzzer beater in Game 7, I think it was. His foot literally was like an inch over the line, and
His
they called
toenail
it two.
was over the line.
Yeah, yeah, and they
Right.
called it a 2-point instead of 3-point
Yeah.
shot, and like that's
Yep.
what lost them the game. He almost single-handedly beat the Bucks, who won the championship that year. And you know what? Like Booker's a loser. Beal really like hasn't put in 100% this year. So like, and Durant's looked good in the playoffs this year. So like, you can't do it alone. So and he knows that. So
Yeah, I mean,
I think I'd be open to that personally. I'd rather have Durant than Paul George.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even like a big Durant guy, but like, sign me up. And then
Yeah.
like, if he's closer and he's here, maybe I have an opportunity to snap his leg.
There you
Tiny
go.
ass twigs.
Yeah, we'll sit. We'll try to get courtside seats and
Yeah. We'll use the
Well,
Fired Up card, Fired
yeah.
Up company card.
right.
But yeah,
Use
I
that
mean,
Amex, yeah,
right? Yeah. So
Amex card.
put it on my tab. But yeah, it's I'm sign me up for that. That sounds like he could be good.
I just don't know what else to do. Like Cade Cunningham is like intriguing because he's young, and if you do trade Embiid after next year, like you got a guy to grow with Maxey, and he's a really underrated player. He's a good player. Mikal
Yeah.
Bridges is out there. I think he'd be the perfect number 3 here, but he's going to cost a lot. So, in terms of trading for,
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's another guy. I just think he's going to be a Knick eventually.
Mm.
So there are a couple guys that are younger that might fit the bill, but I just think Durant's ready to win. Ready to win again. I just think he loves the Sixers from afar, and I think there's
Yeah.
a reason for that. He's
Cool.
either here or Miami. I think.
Those are the two, huh?
Yeah, I think he gets traded this offseason because they need.
What do you give
draft
up, though?
capital if you're the Sixers?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna obviously have to be all those picks because they have a couple first round picks, a couple second round picks. But I really honestly I don't. They may not have enough. I think Miami has more to give up, but they don't have the room for him. It would definitely be a sign and trade. So
Right.
maybe they do trade Tobias to Phoenix, and Phoenix says, oh, we'll give Tobias a shot.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
that's how basketball you could do that. You could if you
Yeah,
trade him
it's-
before the certain deadline, like Jimmy Butler was a free agent, and we actually traded him to Miami, and it was a sign and trade. So like you could probably see the same thing with Tobias Harris.
Right. Pack your bags.
Yeah.
No matter where he goes, it won't be here.
No.
That's for damn sure.
Yep.
Oh, you got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? Or do we cover everything?
I don't think so. I think we covered most of it.
Yep. And listen, everybody tune into Dom's Twitter.
Yes, tomorrow
for this,
we'll start.
yep.
We'll start up tomorrow.
For
It'll
the
probably be like
movie
in
bracket.
the late morning, early afternoon, late morning.
Okay, I dig it.
We'll start that.
All right,
so.
awesome. So we're getting out of here. And we will be back next week. See you then.